follow your bliss and untainted DNA opportunities.
Oh. This one time.
So, this one time.
This one time?
You know what? This one time.
This one time.
Oh my God, this one time?
The podcast.
So do I do the ring again?
So why would you do a ring? We don't have a caller.
That's a good point. Please read. Why don't we have a caller?
Because they emailed us.
All right, read it.
Okay. We have an email today from Elise, and her email reads, "Good afternoon, Shivo.
Hi. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought this was real time.
My name is Elise, and I'm in a relatively new relationship and just got notice at work that I'll be moving to another country in 2 months' time. I'm not sure we are at a place where I could ask him to move with me, but I think this one has the potential to be a long-term relationship."
The job or the
boy.
Oh, I see.
Boy.
Continue.
What do I do?
Signed.
Elise.
Oh, got it. All right, making sure that you're all finished with that.
That's a great question, Elise. Thanks for asking. I'm Sheila D.
And I am Evo Terra. We are Shivo, and you're listening to This One Time. Now, she has an interesting point.
Yes.
She's in a new relationship.
Yes.
And now she has to move overseas, I believe is what she said, right?
Yeah. She didn't tell me what countries, but I mean...
Well, then we have to assume it's either Antarctica
I don't think so.
Or perhaps Libya. Those are the only two possible options of places she could be moving to. And of the two, I think I'd pick the Penguins.
And you've never been to either.
But if I had to choose them, you can choose failed state, total warfare, the only country with a worse driving deaths per capita than Thailand, Libya, or seeing the penguins in Antarctica. Wouldn't you pick the penguins in Antarctica every single time?
Yeah, but it's cold there.
I have heard rumors of it being cold there.
Yeah?
But there's also a great chance you might dig up an ancient spacecraft.
Right.
Warm up this creature.
Definitely.
And then Wilford Brimley gets all mad for some particular reason. I'm not sure.
Catch people on
just wants
fire
come
to
inside.
test.
Right.
Anyway, we're not going to discuss the thing anymore on this show.
Sorry.
And somebody's relationship at that. So what do you think as if we'd been in a relationship so early on?
Well, we were in a relationship early on. Oh, but you weren't finished with your supposition.
We may not be after this one. Would you have, one, either asked a potential girlfriend to move with you, or how would you respond if you were asked to move?
Well, I believe it goes back to whether or not I would have had two girlfriends at that time, because...
What?
Would I have asked you, I think is what you're getting at, not just any random girlfriend of mine.
I don't know how many girlfriends have you had.
At the same time that I was with you?
No, it could be any girlfriend.
But the only advice I actually feel qualified to give is something that I have actually been through. So you're asking me to be hypothetical about a relationship as well. I think I would totally go to Antarctica with or without the girl. If it's going to be hypothetical, why not pick a third sex? I mean, while we're at it, we could go anywhere with this conversation.
Okay, answer the question.
The question was, once again, ask me again.
Would you have asked me to go?
Yeah, of course I would have.
That early on?
Well, I guess it depends on where you're at in your relationship.
So let's go back to ours.
All right.
You and I started dating.
Yes, we did.
In about September of 87.
A long time ago. Yes.
Would you have asked me to move with you somewhere in November or December? Now, we're also a little different because we were long-term at that. I mean, not long-term, but long distance already.
Right.
So we weren't seeing a lot of each other.
So the scenario, if I understand it properly, is do you, in a relationship that is a handful of months old, does she say how long it was in the email?
No, it doesn't, because it says relatively new.
So you're assuming
Yeah.
2 to 3 months. That's fine. That's
I
fine.
did.
We
I
have
took
to
the
make
2 months.
suppositions.
Yeah.
We have to make suppositions. So let's say 3 months.
Right.
You're 3 months into a relationship. And you are forced to move overseas. She's given you 2 options, I believe. One is ask boyfriend to go with. Is the other option to not go at all?
No, it doesn't seem like that. It seems like she's moving.
She's moving. She's made the
Yeah.
decision she's moving. Whether or not you take the boyfriend with you, I think it depends on, obviously, the strength of a relationship, number
Right.
one. I mean, are you clearly in a situation to where you're ready to do that, number one? And I think option number 2 depends on what your romantic opportunities look like in the country where you are going. I mean, are you going to a place where the people are significantly more beautiful than where you are from? If you are going to Finland, holy cow, don't bring anybody with you. Those people are nearly perfect. Like soul
So I shouldn't have sent you to Finland
perfect.
by yourself?
Boys and or girls are earth shatter, mind numbingly, just jaw droppingly gorgeous. If you're going to Finland, you don't bring someone with you. That's just unless that person also is gorgeous. But I'm just making the assumption here that they are better looking in Finland than you can possibly imagine. So if it's Finland, I don't know. If it's Libya, on the other hand, then yeah, you might want to take your romantic opportunities with you. That's how it really comes down to those 2 choices. Are the prospects better there than what I'm with? That's how you make your decision.
I don't think I like this answer.
What's your answer?
Well, I think it goes back to the strength of the relationship, but I don't
Yep.
think it goes to, are your prospects better? I think you have to decide on what you have right now. Is it awesome?
I understand where you're coming from, but that is very selfish of you.
I think it's very selfish of you.
No. See, I'm thinking of the greater good of the species.
God.
We need to widen the gene pool just a
I
bit.
agree with that.
So I'm assuming that this person writing to us, she sounds young, which
Yeah.
means she's probably going to procreate at some point. Why would you run the risk? You don't know when someone's like second cousin twice removed and stuff, right? There could be some DNA they get together that could be bad. Much less chance of that happening if you go ahead and decide to do the DNA dance with someone with no connections to your past. See, that's me thinking of humanity, not my own personal needs, honey. I can put my own personal needs aside as I think of the future of the human race.
Bullshit.
Drops the mic. No, literally. It's an SM58.
I'm calling bullshit on your answer,
Elise, was that her name?
Elise.
Elise, go forth and multiply. Follow your bliss and untainted DNA opportunities.
Oh, honey, I'm disappointed in you. Well, if you're as disappointed in that answer as I was, hopefully next week we can answer a question a little better than we did this week.
And if you have a question, I guess you can email Lazy Elise. I guess you can email if that's what you want to do. What we really like...
Do not offend our people that send in questions.
Listen, she's about to go to Finland and marry some Nordic god, so don't worry about Elise. She'll be fine. But what we really would like for you to do is call us with your questions. I don't know if you've checked a calendar recently, but it's 2017, and every single one of you is listening on a device that you could make a phone call from. Just simply go to shivo.wtf/call us, shivo.wtf/call us, and leave us your question. We'll answer, whether it's about relationship, whether it's about travel, time travel. What time is it? It doesn't really matter. We will answer your questions. Just go to shivo.wtf/call us and leave us a question for the next show.
Our show this one time would not be possible without support from people like you. If you think our show is worthy of your financial support, Patreon makes it very easy.
Oh, I think our show is very deserving of my financial support, which I give it my... Oh, you weren't talking to me specifically. You were talking to the people out there listening. Hey, you out there listening right now, pretty please with sugar on it, give us your money. Just a little bit. We don't need a lot. But if you do give us your money, just a little bit, not a lot, we will give you bonus content, like the really inappropriate conversation I just had with Sheila that's probably going to get me in trouble before we recorded this one. That's bonus content that only our patrons get. Go to shivo.wtf/Patreon, and you can get signed up for like as little as $1 a month. It's cheap. Please, give us your money. It's how we keep doing this.
Our music is by Valea Valea.
Thanks for listening, listener. I am Evo Terra.
And I'm Sheila D.
For more life lessons and dumb answers to really good questions, well, that's what we do here on this show. See you next time. Cheers.